The Oculus Quest 2 is an all-in-one virtual reality headset that lets you play high-end VR games without the need for an additional gaming computer. Back in 2016, I purchased the original Oculus Rift CV1, and coming from that headset, there have been some major improvements with the Quest 2, such as its completely wireless design, giving me a lot more confidence when using it, especially when I'm playing titles that support room scaling. Unfortunately, my first impressions when setting up and unboxing the Quest 2 were rather disappointing. The overall build quality and everything about the device met my expectations, but there were a few issues while setting up the headset that I would have expected to have been removed after a year of this headset being released. The first being, because the Oculus Quest 2 is a completely standalone device, you need to connect it to the Wi-Fi in order for it to work correctly. And obviously, to connect to your Wi-Fi connection, you have to add a password. If you're setting up this headset completely on your own and you don't have anyone to help, you repeatedly had to remove the headset on and off to check what your Wi-Fi password was. The next problem I had during setup that I wasn't a huge fan of was having to connect the Quest 2 to my Facebook account. I already had an Oculus account from when I had the CV1, but unfortunately this Oculus account has to be linked with my Facebook, and this is a compulsory requirement to use the Oculus Quest 2. I would much rather have these as completely separate services, because all I'm interested in using my Oculus Quest for is playing games, not integrating it with social media. The fact that the Quest 2 doesn't require any additional accessories such as motion sensors removed a lot of the frictions I had with the CV1, and it encouraged me to use this headset a lot more frequently, because all I had to do was just simply put the headset on, pick up the controllers, and I was ready to play. The overall design has been refined as well, with the headset being significantly smaller and a major improvement to the displays and image quality. The dramatically increased resolution, but more importantly the refresh rate of these displays, made the whole VR experience much more pleasant. You may also think with the new design of the Quest 2 that the internal headphones have been completely removed. The CV1 had these very old-fashioned 2002 style headphones, and although they did work quite well and sounded okay, they were quite uncomfortable and got hot on the ears. Well, now with the Quest 2, the internal speakers are sort of built into the front of the headsets, and it somehow manages to create this strange sense of 360 audio. But if for whatever reason the internal audio isn't satisfactory, you can attach some external headphones to this headphone jack. The most impressive thing about the Quest 2 is that it is an all-in-one device, and for the price of around £300, it makes virtual reality more accessible to the masses, as it removes the requirement of having to spend thousands on an additional gaming PC. Overall, I was satisfied with the gaming performance of the Quest 2. Games ran smoothly with good graphic settings, and most importantly, it was very fun to use. The only downsides I did find was with the operating system. Trying to browse and purchase games in the store was a terrible experience, and sometimes my orders didn't complete and it required me to go and purchase them off the Oculus website on my computer anyways. Obviously, all of this hardware has to be powered somehow, and that's with an internal battery. Initially, you may think the battery performance is pretty disappointing, with an expected usage of around 3 hours. But 3 hours of playing virtual reality is quite an extensive play session, and for me, I found myself playing around 20 to 35 minutes and then taking around a 10-minute break. I think this staggered play duration for me personally was caused by the fact I was wearing glasses. The Quest 2 does come with an optional spacer to make this experience more comfortable, but I still struggle to fit these frames into the Oculus Rift, and instead was using these VR Lens Labs prescription goggles. But when using these VR lenses, because I had multiple straps on my head, such as the goggles and also the headset, they would rub against each other, meaning that the goggles would move, so every 25 to 30 minutes, I would have to remove the headset to sort of reset my glasses. The second factor for these shorter play sessions is the pressure that's applied to your head from the VR headset. Even though you can adjust the tension and fit of the Quest 2 with the head strap, you do still need to have it quite tight so it doesn't move when you're undergoing a lot of motion within your VR games. If you're more interested in using the Oculus Quest 2 connected to your gaming computer, you will be pleased to know that it is a hybrid headset, so you can use it as a standalone device, but if you purchase the link cable, you can connect it up to your super powerful gaming computer to enhance the experience even further. In conclusion, the Oculus Quest 2 is the easiest way to start playing VR games. It's complete with its very own store, and the price point is very reasonable, considering that it comes with all of the accessories you need. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you leave it a like and also consider subscribing. And if you want to see more videos like this, YouTube thinks you'll like this video next.